Hello, what's going on, everybody? They came from the underground, Jordan Clemens. That is my name. In this episode, we got Jessica Misra, comedian that originates from the Ames, Iowa area, and is now regularly in. Is that a word? She lives down in Chicago and has been doing comedy about 4 years. And you'll see her down on the show sometimes. You may have seen her during No Sleep or something. But mainly lives in Chicago. Came back a little bit for COVID, just to get out of a hot spot. And yeah, so we got an interview with her early on, kind of earlier in the COVID shutdown quarantine period, and at least for Iowa. And yeah, so this will be kind of in reference to where we were then, and so if anything seems to not be accurate as to where things are, it's just a little behind in timing. So meant to get it out sooner as I did the last couple episodes, but again, it was over Zoom, Zoom quality. I apologize for that. Again, it's a lot to ask for comedians to get special equipment or do certain things just to do an interview one time. So we make do what we can. It's more about the content rather than the quality. Well, it is about quality, but not in terms of as long as it sounds okay. I think we can get by. So yeah, I hope everybody enjoys the episode. Jessica's incredibly funny. I've known her for years. We went to school together and everything, but yeah, we're hoping that comedians like her and other ones that are really getting deep into their careers or can start coming around again, just kind of regularly, as everyone is hoping, I'm sure, just to for the fact that we all want to see these people succeed, helps us in the long run. So you can find her, Jessica Misra, always looking for Diprex on RECS, short for recipes. Always looking for Diprex on Instagram. You can follow her there. And also check out the new podcast I'm doing with Dustin Pursley, Intelligent Idiocracy. A couple morons just trying to learn something and at least be accurate about the ridiculous things that we may say. So I apologize for any echoing. Just doing this kind of quick to make sure that I can get this out. So they came from the underground on everything. TCFTU podcast on Twitter. Intelligent Idiocracy on everything. Got a website out for that podcast already. I will have a website out for this podcast soon. I've been very flustered lately. I had my brother's bachelor party this last weekend, and I have his wedding this weekend. So been a little preoccupied with everything, and then the mics and getting episodes recorded and travel and trying to edit and do all this. So hopefully I can get ahead here soon. But yeah, we got 2 episodes out. Our last episode of Intelligent Idiocracy was with Ed Burrows, fantastic storyteller. He has hilarious stories that throughout the whole podcast, and so definitely check him out. He is also typically on the road, best he can be in current times. So keep an eye out for that stuff going on. Follow him, Ed Burrows, Buroughs, and Ed Edie. Yeah, but hopefully everything starts turning around and we can get back to killing it. So thank you everybody for listening. It's deeply appreciated. If you're like me and you had to deal with the power outage last night to today, that is why I'm recording this today, the day of August 11th, because I was not able to get any power to any equipment today. So if I can get my internet reconnected, this episode will be up. If not, there will be a delay till internet is back. And yeah, I believe that's it. Honestly, I don't got any shows coming up. Haven't been the shows that I was going to be on haven't been rescheduled. Funny Bones still not doing shows. I don't think, but I don't think they're doing anything. Well, they did Bert. They're doing some things. They just had the Hot Summer Nights tour and everything with Bert. So they were doing the drive-in option, and they're spacing out the tables and stuff. So I think they are doing some shows here and there. But so I'll be there doing Clash of the Comics whenever that starts up again. And yeah, but other than that, the other shows that I had going on are all things that eventually will be back around again. So yeah, but Dustin Pursley on everything. Dustin, Dustin, as I'm sure you're familiar. So I'm sure is what you thought. And then Pursley, spelled like purse with an Ly at the end. And yeah, so follow him everywhere. I'm at Jordan C Comedy on everything. Just Jordan Clemens on Facebook. I don't have like a page on there yet for myself, but you know, you can follow the actual profile, and maybe something decent will come along. It's a lot of sharing. But you know, it is what it is. Not a lot going on outside of the political world these days. So I guess we'll see. You know, just kind of what comes along. But thank you, everybody, again, and stay safe out there. Hopefully your powers come back on. Hopefully hopefully you didn't get looted. Hopefully everything is a-okay. So, yeah, just hang in there. Hope yeah, I feel like I'm gonna start repeating myself, but yeah. So again, thank you everybody, and check us out on everything. Intelligent Idiocracy, Jessica Misra, funny comedian. So without further ado, let's get into it. Jessica Misra.
I was forged from iron and filled with the soul of a tyrant giant, hiding deep inside. I'm riding high, got lost the light. It's finding time to snort a line. I smoke the pine, I press rewind. Cause I'ma take them back to when tragedy's all that happened. Used to act like nothing mattered. Ruthless savage, real sporadic, snatching.
Try this again. Okay, so this is trial number 3. Before we got so rudely interrupted by technology. We were talking about how you technically still live in Chicago. You're back in Iowa now to at least avoid the hot spot. Been doing comedy about 4 years, and we were talking about how bad we both were at improv, at least at the start. And so
that's a perfect recap.
Yes, perfect. Oh man, yeah. So now that we got all that covered, that probably saves a little bit of time. But yeah, no, all I was saying, I don't know where I got cut off at, but all I was saying beforehand was that it took me like all of high school to actually get to a point where I felt confident in improv. And then it wasn't until I was 20, but it wasn't actually until I was like 23. So like last year, I started doing. I was like, I think I might be able to do stand up, and then I did it. So now here I am a year later. But yeah, what was actually the start of you doing stand up that got you on there?
So I was actually doing theater, again poorly. I was just like slowly getting closer to stand up.
yeah. Everything was working to just get you into that lane.
Yeah. They were like, hey, this isn't going to work for you now, but we're propelling you.
This is a needed experience for later on. Yeah. That's awesome. Well, yeah, it works out. Yeah. Did you do theater you did like theater in high school and everything?
Actually, I didn't do theater in high school. I did it in college. I took like a few classes and then like tried out for a play.
Nice.
And got into the play.
Yeah. What was the play?
It was called Trocadero Rose. It was like, so there's like a really good playwriting program at University of Iowa where I was going. Oh, okay. So sometimes they would like put on like original plays.
Right on. Oh, it was original plays even.
Yeah.
That's cool. Those are always at least from my experience in Ames High. So I would imagine a college student's writing would be exceptionally better because a lot of the one acts in Ames High were a little painful.
Did they put on original plays at Ames High?
Yeah, they were mostly they were only like one act plays, so they were at the least like a half a play. So it was like, okay. It was so instead of there being like, all right, here's this whole long like story and then a break in the middle, it was just like a small story and then you move on to another story. So that was literally my last year they had like 5 half-hour one act plays that they put on at the end of the year showcase for the seniors because it was the senior one acts.
Yeah.
And I was gonna do one which would have made it 6, but then I backed out and because I was gonna direct one, but then they were like, we already have about 3.5 hours of of shitty high school actors doing their best, so we're just gonna so if anyone wants to drop out, please. And so I was like, all right.
That checks out. Yeah. All of this checks out.
Yeah, I couldn't even get the actors I wanted anyway. Everyone was like, "Nah, I'd rather work with." It's like I get like certain people got like it was like draft picks. Like certain people got like the better got like all the first ones. Then like everyone that was acting had kind of had their preferences of who they would want to work with anyway. So they didn't really. It
I
was
never
just
even thought about that. I don't think I was anyone's first draft. It was I've only ever done one play.
just in life.
just in general.
And carries over to my professional's career too.
I like to be consistent in every area.
Yes, yeah, consistency pays off. Yes. That's funny. Yeah, that's yeah, it's something. I mean, the whole Ames High thespian shit was all like it was like a weird popularity for nerds club. You know, it was like they like whoever they had two co-presidents, guy, girl, whoever those were, every main part in every play. It didn't matter. Like it literally was like you get the two leads like just right off the bat. Like it literally didn't matter if someone was better, they just got it. So that was how it worked. It was a piece of shit.
Nepotism.
Yeah, yeah. Rampant. Yeah, there was yeah, but when so you went to you went to University of Iowa. Then what did you get started in comedy kind of off the bat there, or was it something that like you were doing theater? Was it in, I guess what age were you when you first started doing stand up?
So it was my junior year, so I was either 20 or 21. I can't.
Nice.
I feel like I was 20 because it was in December and my birthday's in January, so I think it was
Nice.
like right before that.
Right, yeah. That is a weird little time frame to try to have exact, I would imagine. I can see myself confusing it too.
Well, I like did like an open mic, and then like we had like 4 weeks of break. So I was like,
damn, that was you had a lot of time to think about your first set.
Yeah, reliving it in my head.
Yeah, just every day thinking you did a little bit worse.
Yeah. Like, maybe it wasn't as good as I remember.
You know what? Maybe I won't go back.
I was dying to go back. I was like writing new bits. I was like, I got so much here.
How are you doing with writing in quarantine? Have you found, because I find myself struggling to write unless it's been the last 3 days, and I've been laid out for like 2 weeks, and only like the last 3 days I really put a lot in. I made a whole roster of everyone where I was like the most likely people to get involved in the roast battle, and I just put bullets and I just started insulting everybody as well as I could.
Like, so, be prepared. Have that roast joke.
Exactly. I'm trying to help plan a roast battle going on here, so that's why I'm trying to prepare. But yeah, so I intend on having it go on, but I'm not also like trying to talk to every comic in Iowa about it to, you know. But yeah, that's other thing. We were anyway. How do you like to write? What's your like best position to be in where you're like you feel most creative to write?
I feel like I have to like walk. Like I go outside and I like don't bring any headphones.
Nice.
And it's so hard to get me to do this, but like whenever I like let my mind wander, like things will come up.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, because I also think about it like obviously there's real great bits out there, but like a real good long one is something that started this long and has grown, as you'll learn, as I've learned from the numerous podcasts I watch. Like if I start listing them, you'll go, damn. But then it's happened. Yeah, I just it's like really the ultimately you don't really write anything that doesn't just come to you. You know, it's not, you know, like I feel like you'll get an idea, like it's like an idea. Well, I guess me, in my case, it's like I get like I'll have a thought, maybe it bounces around, but then if I think something funny happened, it just kind of comes to me. Like it's not like I don't really know how to explain it. You know, it just kind of, it feels like it comes out of nowhere.
I have like notes on my phone that are like so like it's just like so random because like I feel like whenever something funny happens to you, it's never like when you're sitting with a notebook.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So it's just like random.
Yeah. Just phone notes and stuff.
Yeah.
That's super handy. Yeah. And so when you when I do that too, actually, I just like I have one of those phones with the stylus, and so I'd pull it out and I jot down 4 words or whatever I need to remember, and then I go, and then once I have once I'm kind of feeling like it, if I'm hanging out at home, I'll pull out my computer or my notebook and I'll like try to write out stuff, see what comes out. But yeah, I honestly think it's I think my best time, I write probably the best in the morning. If I like wake up, if I've slept okay, and like once I'm drinking coffee, and then like maybe smoked a little, really gets my mind going.
Is it like really? Is it still funny afterwards? Because I've never had that experience.
Really?
It's always funny in the moment and never good afterwards.
That's great. That's hilarious. I have those a lot. I'm not gonna lie. They happen, but I can give the benefit of like there's a likelihood that it's the amount that I go through so much that maybe the idea itself isn't so great, but then like I can look at it later and then like I can be like, okay, no, I think I know what I was trying to go for. I can maybe form it into a better idea, like more like a less of a drug idea. Is where it makes more sense. Like if like yeah, so I definitely get those sometimes where I'm like,
the worst is when like you like say a joke on stage and you're like, dang, this sounds like I was high when I wrote it. You're like, damn it.
Yeah. It's the only sober joke I wrote all week. I get that. Yeah, I think I make a lot of jokes about like literally my first joke was like, hey, I look like a lesbian. I don't know, something along those lines. But then like I my eyes have always been pretty thin, just kind of squinty naturally. And so like even when I'm even if I'm 100% sober and productive, everyone's like, you're a little high, man. Come on, like stop fucking around. Like you're a little bit high. Like no, I was just born looking mildly suspicious of everybody. And
yeah, you look like you have like a one hitter on you, like but like in an unexpected place.
Just like
yeah, you like pull it up, girl. Like,
the only real use for a white guy afro. Hiding paraphernalia. Yeah. And that's it's actually, and if you remember me well, it's not exactly the style I had forever. I straightened my hair for a long time.
I have a thing about that.
Oh yeah.
So I remember one time I was like telling someone, I was like, I want straight hair like his, and they were like, he has straight hair. Like you can never achieve that. They like got mad at me for even like wanting to be where you were.
That's fantastic.
For the listeners at home, he used to have pin straight hair.
Yes.
Like in high school. We went to high school together.
We did, yeah. Oh yeah, I was going full force into as emo as I could possibly be. And and that was a major factor, was having like straight flippy hair, because there was no one in a punk band that had a fucking afro. Like
that's very true. Like All Time Low, like all the classics, they were all right like in
yeah, exactly. It was like it was like whether or not you could see both eyes, it was still like it was always like a very similar look. It was like, and I loved like I was a huge fan of My Chemical Romance, and so I was like so I was always into the whole like long hair look of just kind of messy and like flippy, like over my face, and like and then obviously other people were too. And so I was like, it's so funny to think of like how just accepted it was compared to now, because I still have my senior photos that my parents have like hanging in the entrance of the house. which I have so
Midwest.
It's extremely Midwest, yeah. So literally I'm like, I would
Jordan.
Here's Jordan and Jordan again, and a collage of Jordan, and then his brother right next to him, just the one. And so I have, and they're all of me with like emo hair, and so literally people I've met I don't talk to anybody except for like one person that I started talking to recently that I haven't talked to in 5 years, that I've actually talked to since those days. So I have not made any I have no friends, or at least people that see me regularly today, that know I straighten my hair, so they only know me as this. And so when they walk in,
if they happen to notice, there's always a double take because I tell them it's me, and they're like, oh, and then I have to, and then I explain it, and there's like a moment where I'm like embarrassed. Is it because I'm just like, yeah, I kind of look back at those times, and I think it's a wonder that anyone thought I was straight, because like I very much was and am, but like I literally had a friend's mom be like, his style says gay, but his body language is straight. So I was like, yes.
Very comfortable with her opinion.
Yeah, so I couldn't disagree, honestly, but yeah, it was one of those things. That's yeah. Go ahead.
I totally get it though, because I used to straighten my hair every single day in
middle
school, and then I get like lazy and just straighten half of it and put the rest of it up. So I got like a little curly ponytail.
It's like I have so much trouble. I feel like I'm picturing it, and it's like, it doesn't look like it'd be too bad, but I feel like it'd be one of the, but then again, I can't ever remember what anyone looked like in middle school. So it's like probably a completely different picture.
That is a beautiful gift you've been given, because I remember it all.
Yeah, I remember everything. But, oh man, comedy has become my therapy. And then
I can't afford therapy, so
I gotta talk to someone. It helps, yeah. I get it. Yeah, that's honestly, I have like that is something I always do remember about you in the past, because we never really talked or had like a or made that like kind of bridge, but I do remember that you always had like you always having like that like kind of like similar hair to you have now, where it's just like real curly. And I always thought, I've always been a huge fan of that. Like when I like Lorde the singer, like like her hairstyle, like your hairstyle reminds me of hers, and like that was like it's something about her that I think is just like that like appealed to me. I just like the look. I don't know, yeah, is it so. I encourage it.
Like with curly hair, you either commit or you like really backlash.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Like either like cut it short and straighten it every day, or you like figure out what a wide tooth comb is for.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. This is like when I put on my headphones, like I was happy to have, because I had like this weird thing going. It was like kind of like down here and then just up in the middle, and like,
you know what? That reminds me of when I used to have a cross bangs. Like that's exactly what it was like. It was like up and like just like
you didn't have the weight to hold it down, so it was just,
it needed like this much weight to be like this tall.
I could see that. I could say I do, like, based on that, I could see like straightening your hair, and then so it's like down to the floor. It's like I told you. You know.
People would like do like the double take. They'd be like, really?
That'd be great. Yeah, fuck. I donated to wigs for kids, and they made like 5. So you know, it's like they say one person's hair only makes like a quarter of a wig.
They're like Jordan 1, Jordan 2, Jordan 3.
Fucking like, okay, there are 2. Okay, we've officially released too many afros for white men. We have to skew the population. Let's start poisoning the weed.
Honestly, like, the demand is too high. We gotta like, we can't keep doing the symptoms. We gotta go into like the root.
Exactly. Even if you can trace it back to the source, you can always get it over with. Yeah, exactly. No, okay. So I just saw so I saw your name up in the side, and it reminded me when I was typing in your email, have it Jessica R. Misra. I was like, I wonder if she's ever thought that her email sounds like it says Jessica R. Misra.
It like really confuses people, because it's like my middle name is Rebecca, and I was like scared that Jessica Misra was gonna be taken, so I didn't even try.
Really? didn't even try.
I was like, this R is gonna make me different, but it just confuses people.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's funny. It kind of Jessica Rebecca Misra. That's a fun alliteration choice that your parents made.
It's very Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh yeah, huh?
It's like,
yeah, it's
you know what I mean?
I hear it. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Jessica, Rebecca are are I would say dangerously close, and then
they're dangerously white too.
Dangerous should always be a word associated with whites you're not familiar with.
This dangerous cream in your Oreo.
that's mostly sugar. That's mostly the part that's bad for you. So that's
exactly.
Yeah. It's Oreo warning you of the whites. It's their way. That's that's why I don't eat Oreo. No, I love Oreos.
I'm glad we can talk about the whites like this.
Yeah. I am white. I know it's surprising. There is actually a light reflecting off me. This isn't just my natural lack of pigment that's reflecting off of the computer screen light. I there is a big long tube light above me. So yeah, that's a problem of being as white as I am, though you literally reflect light. But you get a little flashlight. If you have one small flashlight, I can make a whole dark area a lot more visible.
Yeah, you're like those like glow in the dark stickers you used to put on your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you remember that?
I do, yeah. Actually, my last apartment that had, like, one of my roommates had those fucking on their ceiling. It's a recent memory. Yeah. Those are great though. Those were the shit when we like being a kid. It's like I want stars in my ceiling.
Yeah. You like had to charge them by like a light.
So pointless. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Oh yeah. That was one of those cool things you realize later. It's like now there's just a bunch of crap stuck to your ceiling.
Yeah, you like looked up and there's just like dull stars above you. Like, is this a metaphor?
My light is dying with age. That's hilarious. Oh fuck. That could be a bit. Man. I was from the age of 2, stared at my ceiling and noticed my stars dimming.
Honestly, that's more reaction than I've gotten on anything else.
Really?
Like, so it's like, yeah, of course, I'm gonna write it down.
May as well. You can have it. Everything from here. I'll kind of switch gears here quick. And I stutter a lot when I'm trying to move into a subject because I'm an amateur talk show host, as you could say. And but yeah, like I said, the reason I reached out to you for the listeners as background, which logically probably would have made sense to put in the beginning, but me and Jessica went to Ames High together. Didn't really know each other, but I have seen her pop up quite a few times. Whether it be the most recent Sam Herchak favorite comedian list, back to you were on No Sleep, the comedy show that goes on here, put on by the No Sleep podcast in DSM, and so I thought it'd be real cool to have some connection, and she is the only person that I know from my past that is doing the same route of artistic expression that I have chosen, and so that's kind of the background on it for those at home or in their cars or committing murder. And I listen to podcasts when I murder, and like you say, you started 4 years ago. Let's talk about your first open mic. What got you there? Did you have to get wasted to get on? Did you have it, or did you kind of just black out? Take us through it.
So of course I was wasted. I'm glad you brought that up.
Because I was too.
Remember. I got a laugh and then I was like, where did that come from?
I've been talking. Feels like I've been talking forever.
Yeah. And like literally, it was like the set was like a minute and a half, and I was like, well, I'm done. And they were like, really?
You so much time left. That first minute and a half on your first time feels like forever.
It was. Yeah.
It does. Yeah, no, it does. I was right there with you. Like I literally the first mic I went to was in Ames at the Angry Irishman here in Ames, which used to be Dino's. and is still referred to as Dino's by those who went to it and are angry that it was renamed. But it was like an open mic, come and sign up. There were like 3 people there doing something, and I was the only one doing comedy, and everyone else
so
was
it was like variety.
yeah, well, it was variety. It said variety, but because we're names and it is where it is, and it has like the certain crowd it has, it was all small wannabe musicians, you know, like it was all people who, it was like one lady who just sang, like one dude who played guitar, and then like later a few other people came in, and then it was just like the 2 people who played music going on back and forth together because no one else had came, and so they were just like filling the time. But yeah, and then the second one I went to Lefties for theirs, so that was like that's
Nice.
probably more of an official first one. Yeah, the angry
What was it like? Did you also get drunk?
yeah. Yeah, I got really drunk. Yeah, I was just like, I was sitting on the side, like I didn't know anybody there, I didn't go with anybody, I was by myself.
Yeah.
And
It's
so
intimidating. It really is.
yeah, it was very intimidating. And honestly, if I can get to the headspace, like it's not every time, but if I can get to the headspace where like, wow, there's a lot of people doing pretty bad, then I can feel more comfortable and be like, I'm just kind of gonna blend in, and I don't have to worry about it so much unless I do something that really stands out. And so yeah, I was very drunk, but I think that on top of seeing because it was also like, I think it was like the beginning of winter, so I think the scene was starting to slow. But I think there was a lot of people there's a lot of people really fucking bombing that night. So I like literally like I was kind of like, it was literally like me kind of laughing occasionally at just like certain kind of things that I thought were like silly, but like didn't really actually go anywhere. And like looking, and then me looking around being like, I hope tonight's just a dead night. And because I've gone back like almost every week since, and it's obviously got you get some real good nights, but yeah, that first night was like, this is a little sketchier than I planned. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, also like sometimes I think about it. I'm like, who are the people that go to open mics? Like, what do they expect? You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's
Yeah.
like the fact that anyone shows up, I'm like, thank you.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
You're here.
Came out for little old me. Yeah. Yeah. That's true. I totally agree with you there. That's because there are a lot.
Lefties is a really good mic.
It is.
I've done it a few times and it's very
Yeah.
solid.
Hell yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, that's it is a solid mic. It's like definitely the place you want to go to starting out. Especially before doing like teehees and shit. But yeah, Lefties is awesome. And really, and honestly, what makes it awesome is like the the laxness that is there, because there are a lot of people that are there because like they're friends of people, but there's a lot of people that just like go into that like amateur kind of comedy scene because they like stand up anyway. It's a local show, it's free. They might go and get to know local comics and then see him 10 years down the line killing it, which is like a big reason I like doing this podcast with independent underground kind of style people, because then it's like I have this record of them at the beginning of them trying to just like get their bearings, and then fucking who knows how long from now I can just shoot them an email and be like, you want to do a revisit, you know, hoping they're still working. But like, and then like obviously I can have a segment where I can be like, and all the names that we would have liked to see go further, but found other jobs or some shit, you know.
Memoriam.
Yeah. And in memoriam, it's like, and just there's like a small like disclaimer, like asterisk, it's like these people are still alive.
These are the comics we lost this year.
All the comics we lost this year to just general neglect. That'd be great. That would be really funny. But yeah, so it's just I have a fun thought with that. Plus, I think it's fun. But yeah, yeah, no, it's and then coming to today, what's the big reason you find yourself still coming back to the mics? Like, you know, that feeling that you have that drives you back to that next one. Like, I love the people, I love the community. I've always loved performing, but I definitely could have seen myself being like swayed either into just like not doing it or moving to somewhere else before doing it. Like, you know, like fuck it, I'll move to where people appreciate art, like Chicago or some shit, you know. And then yeah. But like the talking to other comedians, really helps I think has helped keep me in perspective with things, and all that kind of thing. But yeah, I kind of love everything about it. But yeah, I kind of went on to my own thing there.
What was the question again?
Sorry. Why do you love
I'm
comedy?
just kidding.
What's the most annoying about this?
Well, those are different questions. Do you want
No,
what keeps you coming back, or what's the most annoying?
No, yeah, what keeps coming back? Yeah, sometimes I fear if I take a drink, I'm like, I hope I don't get angry comments. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, let's talk about something positive, like why you love comedy.
I mean, I feel like what keeps me going to like mics is like writing something that I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like something I'm like really usually like it bombs and I'm like, all right,
Right.
we gotta rework this. Which
Right.
is like we're in dangerous territory now, right? Because everyone's
Yeah.
writing stuff
Mm-hmm.
and no one knows it's bad yet.
No.
So they're just gonna have a backlog of bad bits.
Yeah. Yeah. I would not be surprised if we saw like a solid hour every open mic of just all quarantine and coronavirus shit. Like just
Oh my god,
everybody.
yeah,
Like,
that's gonna be rough to
yeah,
watch.
it is.
Yeah.
It definitely is. Yeah. That's one thing I'm fearing. That like what you say when you said people are gonna have all the stuff they don't know is bad. That's exactly what I was talking to. I was just talking to someone about that the other day. Yeah, people are gonna have all this shit that they have not said in front of anyone, because there is any other time you can like write something, wait a few days, and you can go up, try it out if you want, and then move on from there. But now people have to wait an unknown number of weeks to maybe revisit an idea from a month ago. So it's
Yeah.
you know, so it's gonna be fucking rough. It's gonna be really
And that's
bad.
the thing though, it's like when you like write it, you feel so confident.
Yeah.
And then like there's nothing to like check my confidence now. So I'm just writing.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, ego was kept in check very well. And now I'm just like, this is good. This is good.
I'm putting all my faith into it, and then just fucking hoping for the best. It literally is going to be one of the most awkward things of just like, let's see how many other people wrote this joke. And so
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because I think that would all come from us being stuck in the same spot, and so it's going to be probably relative to pretty specific things. But I would definitely not doubt a number of comics having similar jokes, just all about having to all have had to do the same thing for the last month and a half or more.
Yeah.
And so because like I've only been on quarantine for like 2 weeks, where I'm like not going to work and like I'm just like limiting distance, but some other people have been on quarantine for like a month. So it's
at first it was like kind of like like a break, and now I'm like going insane.
Yeah, exactly. I was feeling
like, oh my god, like I'll work any amount of hours, just let me out.
Turns out all play and no work makes Jordan a dull boy too.
I like showered for a podcast, like that's where I'm at right now.
Me too.
I'm like, this is my thing to do today.
It's the whole day. Exactly. That's the whole day. And like I literally like slept in late and woke up like I got 5 hours to kill. And so
I'm like sleeping inordinate amounts of time just to have something to do.
Yeah, exactly. If I just stay asleep, I don't have to face the day.
Yeah.
I don't have to deal with my depression. No, it's whatever reason they may have.
Depression if I'm sleeping all day.
It's the happiest time of my life. No pain. I've been having weird fucking dreams though. That's I like that. Like I wasn't really dreaming about. I am weirdly putting this on to just having like a lot of thoughts and no expression, because I was at least working, and then like being a bit tired out, and I come home and write or whatever, something that would like keep my mind going. And now I think my brain has hit this fucking wall where it's just going in all directions. And so I just like I've definitely, I like, just like you said, I am past the point of it feeling like a break, and I'm just starting to get stir crazy and wonder what the future holds. And so, yeah, that's,
you know what? My dreams have gotten really boring.
Really?
Oh, yeah. The other day, I had a dream that I was getting off a long babysitting shift that it was supposed to end at 7, ended at 11.
That is a long.
And I went into this make your own pasta place, and I couldn't figure it out.
It's oddly specific, yeah.
It was very specific. I went up to the cashier, and I was like, "How does this work?" And she was like, "You don't understand." Like, she was like, "Me." So then I asked to speak to her manager.
And the manager was me. No.
I didn't even get to them. I was so nervous. I was like, I have no reason to be speaking to this manager. And then like my alarm went off, and then I thought in my dream, I go, Saved by the Bell.
Really? That's great. That's fantastic.
So boring.
You were just saved from a boring, awkward exchange by a bell. That's hilarious. That's basic. That was honestly, like, that sounds like the end of a lot of school days. Like, it was just like, okay, I don't want to, I don't care. Just forcing small talk, past time, just ring. Yeah, I get that. That is a very boring dream, but at least it's kind of funny to recount how boring it was. You know, so you got that silver lining.
It was like comically, like I was like, is my brain done? Like, does it just miss boring things?
My brain just, I can't even create.
I would never babysit. I'm just kidding. I do that a lot.
I've gone so stir crazy. My mind has actually thought about taking care of children.
Yeah, my mind is literally like, do anything. Go to literally anything. A buffet and complain about an employee there.
Literally, for some spice in your life at this point, you had to ask for the manager, or you had to have you had to have a manager called on you in your dream.
I was literally like, I have nothing to say to this man. He'll be like, "What's the problem?" I'll be like, "I don't know."
You don't get pasta. Like, I feel like you could turn that into a thing, or like suddenly he got mad because he thought it was Italian. Like, I don't know, something. It's like, yeah. Oh, there you go. Perfect. I'm actually, that actually does bring up that kind of general point of curiosity. Because obviously I have no history to ask about. What do you have, because I'm super white. Like, any kind of heritage, any kind of ancestry I have is going to be from the whitest places in the world. You know, do you know, like, because I've been told I'm like German Irish. Do you know what your, like, what's, like, what heritage? I can't think what the word is.
Oh, like, yeah. So I'm half German and half Indian.
Half German, half Indian. That's cool. That's an interesting. That sounds like an interesting combo. Like,
it's okay.
Like beer and spicy food. Like, but it's that's cool. Is it like has any of that ever played into like your family at all? Like, I mean, the closest thing to any kind, like, I don't have anything like that in my family. We're like, because of our, like, we have, like, we don't have any kind of like German tradition kind of nonsense, or where we're together, we're all like, oh, we love our beer, we're like fucking wearing lederhosen or some shit. Like, is there any kind of is there any kind of like traditions that like kind of carries over from your prior family? Because obviously I don't know anything about about your family, so this is curiosity.
I wouldn't say we like do German traditions. Like, my mom's like actually from Missouri. She's like,
oh, really?
Like, her family is like the genealogy, I don't know what it is, but like they're German. Right. But like, she's from Missouri, so like she brings like a lot of phrases to the table.
What's a fun one right off the top of your head?
She'll be like, "That's a polecat mean thing to do."
A polecat mean thing to do?
Yeah, that means you've done something really mean.
It's a polecat. Is a polecat like a weasel? It's like, a cat. It's like a pole.
Now that I think about it.
Because I've seen there. Because like literally the only reference I have is to a frisbee. There's a frisbee. All I know. But it sounds like it could. No, go ahead.
or she'll be like, "You're whistling Dixie."
That one I have heard.
You're wasting time.
Okay. Whistling, like, man, I'm gonna have to look those up. Those are fun. Like, I guess I've never thought to look that up, but that actually now that, but it's in this context, that's all I want to do now is like look up what they mean. You know, like
I
what,
didn't even realize they were like weird until like I would say them to friends and they'd be like, "What?"
Right? Like, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I'd be like, "You're dilly dallying."
Dilly dally. I know that one as well. That's a good one. That's a fun one. That's dilly dallying is a fun one to say because it's a good one to use when you're trying to not sound serious, but also like get them like, all right, I'll stop dilly dallying. Everyone goes like, nah, all right, I guess we're wasting time. Gotta move on. Or if you're like, yeah, it's like it's hard. It's like a thing you can't say and be rude. You know, like you can't look tough and wink.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's so it's like a weird combo. I think we are probably I'd say I always forget that unless I buy Zoom, I have to do I have to limit it to 40 minutes. But but obviously we're being in the position we're in, I have all the time in the world to do another visit, and I've been wanting to get some group podcasts going since I have this ability now. So I will obviously I'll be in touch. But right now, where can people find you online on social media to follow your antics?
So my Instagram is always looking for Dip Rex.
RECS, referring to recipes. So if you have any,
please, I would love for you to pop into my DMs with a hot dip recommendation. Nothing would make me happier.
So go ahead and slide into my DMs with them hot dips.
Yeah, I don't want to really emphasize the puh.
Dip pics, not okay.
Dip pigs.
Oh, that's fantastic. Are you on Twitter?
No.
That's fine. That's fine. I have the Instagram seems to be the hot one these days. So that's the main one to focus on. Right on. But yeah. So then Jessica Misra, thank you again so much. Obviously, no one is doing anything. Any shows that anyone has had right now have been canceled, and so but if you have anything coming up that is still unclear because it's far enough out, you can go ahead and plug it.
No. Everything has been canceled.
Yeah, literally, yeah, me too.
Bar and restaurant is shut down.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck, yeah. So it's so it's kind of a hard. I find myself into this position. It's like anything. They're like, I did, but yeah. So,
yeah. Like, how do you talk to me weeks ago?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'd have been like, she's killing it, all over the place, and now we're all just trying to avoid touching each other. So
yeah.
So
thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh hell yeah! I hope you had a good time. I had a lot of fun. It was good catching up.
Definitely.
Hell yeah. So thank you everybody for listening to this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Follow me on Jordan Clemens CP on Instagram, and then they came from the underground and everything. And we will see you later. I'ma keep breathing in.
That wasn't thunder, bitch, that was me speaking. It's safe to say I found my place, and nowadays my life is great. Sub the love out for the hate, I'm booked to shows in different states. One thing I don't test is fake, cause that's some shit you can't escape. Got a lot up on my plate and learned that most these streets are fake. Now I'ma go get it, I'm vivid and intricate, killing shit, feeling this militant. Know that they feeling it, been on my grill and shit, I'm just too diligent, I'ma go in again. Don't fuck with a nuisance, I'm stupid, nah please don't do it. I'm sipping on this fluid, it's vodka, hen and some sewage. I'm brutal, I cause contusions, I'm doomed in my dreams are lucid. Consumed by the fear of losing, my moons are just illusions, let's go! I dabble in the dark, just don't want me to spark it. Magician needs assistance to witness to all this carnage. Bar after bar, I'm by far the hardest. Scar, son of Mars, the god of words, a tyrant. Yeah, bitch.